stress and depression. Many people seek only physical health while ignoring the health of their mind and faith. However, when the balance of the body and mind is broken, we cannot recover our holistic health. The human mind and spirit are formed of and revealed through the body, thus, the condition of the mind and the vitality of the spirit are greatly influenced by physical power and activity. Therefore, by promoting physical health, a person will be able to have a healthy mind and develop a balanced character. Selfishness destroys human relationships. Thus, it attracts sickness that causes pain and eventually leads to death. The mental depravity caused by depression brings terrible consequences such as broken homes, a broken society, broken parent-child relationships, and self-destruction. Murder, suicide, divorce, and runaways are the results of mental stress and depression. Sickness of the mind prevails everywhere. Perhaps some living home trouble is, like a canker, eating to the very soul and weakening the life forces. Remorse for sin sometimes undermines the constitution and unbalances the mind. The religion of Christ, so far from being the cause of insanity, is one of its most effectual remedies, for it is a potent soother of the nerves. Testimonies 4. The Church Volume 5, 444. A few years ago, while I was conducting a health seminar in Canada, a lady in her mid-60s came to visit me in my room. She told me she is taking 13 different kinds of medication and showed me her medicine for high blood pressure, diabetes, heart medication, arthritis, insomnia, depression, upset stomach, and so on, so many I cannot even remember them all. What she said shocked me. If I get well from one disease, I won't need any of these medication. What disease is that? The disease of hating my husband. Please help me to get well from this sickness. In tears, she held on to my hands and wouldn't let go for a long time. Although couples may look happy and normal on the outside, there is no perfect marriage in this world. Marriage conflicts, in-law problems, parent-child differences. Today, human relationships are broken, diseased, and depressed, driving many to death. We hear from the news that many are committing suicide, murder, and other horrible incidents, and many of these acts are caused by those suffering from depression. It is no exaggeration for us to say that this world is a huge mental hospital when we hear about family suicide, homicide, divorce, separation, assault, reckless driving, etc. People with problems like these exist in society, and they are considered normal. As a result, we are living in an unsafe world, not knowing when and where these unpredictable accidents will happen. Depression comes from a broken heart, and its cause is the same as other common adult sicknesses today. It is caused by an intemperate diet, immorality, guilt, overwork, stress, shock, menopausal disorder, etc. Although depression is a serious disease that needs to be treated, modern medicine does not have a cure for it, just as it doesn't for other adult diseases. Therefore, it is best to diagnose depression in the early stages and prevent it from advancing further. Depression has the following symptoms. The mind is dark and miserable, and tries to endure the misery alone. The body becomes lethargic and loses the desire to live. Moreover, the mind loses faith and is filled with anxiety and nervousness. The mind hates working, hates meeting people, and wants to be alone. The person is frequently irritated, says negative things, and reveals violent behavior. The person often expresses heartache, but others do not understand them. The mind is filled with anxiousness, nervousness, and desperation, wanting to die. It loses motivation to do anything. The mind focuses on and expresses more negative, pessimistic words than hopeful, optimistic words. Emotions, feelings, appetite, words, actions, etc. cannot be restrained and life balance is broken. The person is always feeling sad and lonely, cries often, and suffers from insomnia. Rather than understanding others, a depressed person becomes self-focused, wanting to be understood and be sympathized with. The mind and nerves become sensitive and they get frustrated with minor things. When others do not follow their ideas or thoughts, they get stressed. When a depressed person thinks someone is bothering him, his mind imagines and speculates about that person, convinced that the situation is real and telling others as if it were a fact, believing the lie and making him an enemy, avoiding him, and even wanting to kill him. A wife who has been hurt by her husband gets emotionally triggered, opening up past wounds by simply seeing his shoes. Although she encounters a tiny little scratch, all the pain of the past comes flooding into her mind. Married for 50 years, she brings up all the hurt she has received, starting from the beginning stage of the marriage. A daughter-in-law who got hurt by her mother-in-law relives the wounds she experienced just by hearing the name of the town in which her mother-in-law lives. Children react sensitively to their parents' words and rebel or often run away from home to avoid encountering conflicts with their parents. Such children, who receive stress from their parents, are likely sick with depression. When children receive a lot of stress from their parents, they develop into children with bad characters and demeanors. There is a saying, a festering wound feels pain even when the wind blows. If a heart is wounded, it reacts sensitively to even minor things. This is why wounded individuals hate people and do not want to see them. They do not want to hear their voice, and they want to get rid of the stick that hurt them. It could lead to murder if emotionally disturbed by them. When they cannot stand such a situation, they will run away, divorce, or commit suicide. Advising them to be good and do this and that is of no use and will not be helpful at all. Rather, the advisor might also be regarded as an enemy. A broken spirit needs true healing.